Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Divorce Coach Diaries. It is very cold here today where I live in Texas, and so I am snuggled up in a warm and cozy hoodie. So if you're watching this on video, I feel much more casual than I usually like to dress when I'm filming or recording. But here we are today. I'm here and I'm cozy and I'm ready to go. So, this morning I wanted to talk about core values. So, you might have heard this term thrown around, and I want to talk about it because I think it matters. And especially at the beginning of a year, we are fresh into January. And if you are like a lot of us, that fresh January start gets you thinking about the year ahead. And if you're not thinking about that, or if you don't like goal setting or intentions or things like that, just humor me for a little while. And I want to ask you to think about it. Because generally, if you don't think about these things on purpose, your amazing brain will fixate on the past. And if we're trying to create something different, we have to think ahead. So, I want to talk about core values and why they matter, how to figure out what yours are, how to prioritize your values, or how to add a value in that you would like to put more attention towards. So, core values. Now, I went online this morning and I printed out a list. So, Brene Brown, in her Dare to Lead program, she has a list of values that you can download, and it gives you a really fantastic list to choose from. And if what you value isn't on that list, I bet there's something close. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to, you can either just Google it, Brene Brown core values, or go to brenebrown.com/dare to lead. And I want you to print out this list and go through the list and circle the words on that list that you value. Now, you might come up with a huge long list. So, all of those words, let's say you circle 15 words. Those all can't be your core values. Our core is something small and tight. So while you may value all of those things, we're going to work hard to shrink it down. And I want you to shrink it down to five. Five of these words or values that you really want to work on, that you want to prioritize, that you want to be a core part of your 2025. And here's why. Our brains are amazing problem solvers when we put them to work on purpose. Now, of course, having a list of values is not exactly a problem. It's a great thing. And instead of thinking it as a problem to solve, we can think of it as giving our brain something purposeful to focus on. So let's say that your list of core values are health, integrity, kindness, love, and learning. Okay, so those are five areas that you say you prioritize and that you want to be the essence and the core of who you are and how you show up in the world. Okay, so once you flushed out your 5 core values, I want you to ask yourself some questions. Why do I value this? How do I show that I value this? Do my actions, behaviors, words, thoughts, intentions, do those things about my life align with this value? And if not, let's just take a look at it. Why not? So I'll tell you, one of my core values is health. And I've worked really hard to make that a really important part of my life. And I do mean this in a broad sense of the word health. Emotional health is really important to me. I put a lot of effort into making myself emotionally healthy, mental health, very closely tied to emotional health, mental health. I get coached almost every week. Very good for my mental health. I exercise and I move my body almost every day. That, along with my physical health, of course, which it benefits, it's really important for my mental health to move my body. I generally try to eat healthily. I try to give my body things that are going to serve it. Now, of course, I don't always do this. And I try hard not to be too rigid because, again, that affects my mental health. Sometimes it's better for me to just have the cookie than to wrestle mentally about why or why not and shame myself if I have the cookie and I wasn't planning on it. I'm pretty good at living the 80-20, fueling my body. I get enough sleep most of the time. I go to bed really early and I get up early, and that serves my health. It's mentally good for me, emotionally, physically, psychologically. Getting enough sleep is really good for my health. So when I look at this word health that I've circled, I'm pretty confident that my actions and behaviors and intentions align with what I say is important to me in that word. So maybe you circled connection for one of your core values. How is that showing up in your life? Do you feel connected to you? What are you doing to foster connection with yourself? What are you doing to increase the connection with the people in your life that you care about and that you want to be connected with? Do you make time for the important relationships in your life? What do you mean when you say connection is one of your core values? Because here's the thing, these words are going to mean different things to different people, and that is okay. It makes sense. We all bring our lived experiences to what we make that value mean. There are some words on this list that I think are really fascinating to examine. And there are some words that you might be a little bit embarrassed or ashamed if that's one of your core values. And I want to have you question that. So, for instance, one of the values on this list is power. If that's one that you circled, examine that, and it makes sense why you value that. Maybe you were in a very abusive, manipulative, coercive, controlling marriage. So maybe one of your core values now is power because it helps you stay in an empowered place, helps you feel like You are the one who's in charge of your life. So, of course, if that's you and if you value power, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to turn into that abusive, controlling, coercive person. So, whatever you value, let yourself value it because it makes sense why. Now, if you value power, and when you examine that a little bit, if it turns out that you don't like your reasons for valuing power, cross it off. And let's find something that you think will serve you better in the year ahead. So, when you're looking at this list, if there is a word that you see and it kind of speaks to you, pricks your heart a little bit, that you think, oh gosh, I really want to value that, but I honestly can't say that anything about my life is aligned with that. Let's take a look at that. Let's say you want to value fun. I think that is a beautiful one for us to think about and make more a part of our lives. If you see a word like that or any word on this list, it is available to you to have it be part of who you are. And let's be open to the ways of how we can make that happen. If you really want to value fun, but you can't honestly say that anything in your life aligns with prioritizing that, let's make that a goal for the coming year. Maybe part of you valuing fun is going to be to put aside 1 2 hour evening block every week to try something new that just sounds fun because you want to do it. Maybe that means you are going to go to a dog park with your dogs one evening a week, a new one every week, and just explore together. Maybe it means that you are going to ask someone out on a date to a dueling piano bar one night. Maybe you're going to explore a new part of your city once a month just because it sounds fun. These are ways that you can bring something into your life that you currently don't prioritize, but you really want to. Your core values matter because they make us who we are. They show us information about ourselves and about what we're prioritizing in our time, in our thoughts, in our actions, behaviors, intentions. Our core values show us about us, and it's just good information to have. So, I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to know what your core values are. And if you need help flushing this out, book a mini session with me. I would love to talk to you about this list of values and make a plan for the year to make this a really fantastic year of growth for you. So go to my website, megthedivorcecoach.com/mini session and book a free session. Circle your values before your session and let's talk about them. Let's talk about what you prioritize. If there's something on the list that you want to prioritize but don't really know how, I can help you. Let's talk about it. I would love to meet you. I would love to help you focus in on what matters to you. So come and find me in all the places at Meg the Divorce Coach. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, my website, all the same name. I can't wait to talk to you. I will see you next time. Have a great week.